heading out to run the line again this morning, and it's another beautiful day. It's a little warm actually. Just cruising through, and hopefully it's going to be a good day. It's been kind of a weird few check days. The weather has gotten pretty warm here. It's going to be in the 60s today, which is totally unseasonably warm in the Ozarks for this time of year. My camera that I shoot video with broke. It's dead, so I'm just shooting with my phone. That's why some of it's been a little windy lately. Plus the wind has been blowing a little bit. Let's see what else is kind of unusual has happened. I ruined a tire on my trailer and then bent the wheel, so I've been trapping out of my truck while the trailer's in the shop. I think it's gonna need a new bearing too. So I've been trapping out of my truck instead of my side-by-side, which is good and it's bad. The good is I can get through stuff quicker. The bad is I can't get to all the places I'd like to get. At least it's not muddy right now, so I'm not tearing up any fields in the truck. But there are places that I can't get to here in the Ozarks without my side-by-side, because maybe I got to go down a 2-track road, across some creeks and whatever to get to a different spot on a piece of property. In my truck, I don't want to take my truck there because some of it's just too rough. I'll end up tearing it up or tearing up a tire. So it's good and it's bad, but regardless, it's still better than being at work. And I'm off this week, just trapping away. Plus my friend Steve's not with me, which is always sad. He's down on his back, so I'm hoping he's going to be back and we can make another week run in January and do some stuff. I already got like 3 new pieces of property to trap on. It's kind of funny how it happened. I've been trapping on this one landowner for like 3 years, and there's a new landowner right next door to him who had just bought that piece of property, and I used to trap on that piece of property too with the former landowner. And this first landowner says, hey, I'll talk to the new owner and see if he'll let you trap over there, because I know I hear coyotes over there on him all the time. So I'm like, okay. So he calls me back and says, yeah, that guy can trap. You can trap over there and you're good to go. So I'm like, perfect. So then I'm over there putting in some traps, and I meet the guy, and he's out there with his bulldoze guy, his excavation guy, who's gonna clear some trees or clear some, I don't know, clear some stuff out there so he can put some cross fencing in or something. And so we're talking, nice guy, chatting away, and then he's like, hey, I think I may know a couple of other farmers that'd be interested in having you trap on them. And then the very next day I go out there to check a trap, and of course right in one of the first traps is a coyote sitting there in a trap waiting on me. And the bulldoze guy has got his truck parked there, and he's down in the valley bulldozing some trees and stuff. And he stops and he gets out of the bulldozer and gives me like a thumbs up and then goes back to work. So it was kind of a cool thing that obviously they're like, wow, this guy really can catch some coyotes. So from that, I got like 2 more pieces of property to trap on. So I ended up with like a total of like 5 new pieces of property, basically from just that one experience. So just goes to show you, just be nice to people, be cordial to people, do a good professional job, and then they'll, you know, give you good recommendations to other people. And then as soon as they figure out you can catch coyotes, then you get more and more recommendations. So that's it. Now we're gonna head out and see what we got this morning. Seems like on every piece of property, you've always got that one trap, that one location, that one set that just seems to be an issue. And for me on this piece of property, it's this one along this 2-track with this pond and this low saddle here that the critters are running back and forth through. Got dug up by a coon, and then it's been flipped off again. And I can tell you right now what I caught in this one. If you look real closely, you'll see that. And twice in here since I've been in here, one time when I was setting up, and then one time yesterday, there were these big white Pyrenees dogs in here that do not belong here. They literally live like a couple miles down the road, but the landowner says they are a serious problem for him. they're always in here running around. In fact, he said if you catch them, shoot them. Obviously, I'm not doing that. But obviously, maybe they're so big. I don't know if maybe I just pinched a toe, whatever. Thank goodness I don't have him sitting here. But I was a little bit worried about this because there's a big pile of dog scat just right up the road here. But you know, it's hard when you're trapped. This is a 1,000-acre piece of property, and it's hard when you can trap out here. And literally, I'm in the middle of nowhere. There's not a house within at least a mile, maybe a mile and a half, maybe 2 miles from here. And yet there's these dogs running around here. It just makes me so mad when people do not take care of their dogs. I told the landowner that I would go find the dog owners and talk to them. He said good luck with that and started laughing and then just kind of walked off. So I'm going to guess they're not such friendly folks, but I may try to go see if I can find them and tell them to keep their dogs home in a very friendly, professional manner. We'll see what happens. I'll get this reset. Okay, so we're down here in this bottom. This is where the landowner's been having some dozer work done, cleaning out this bottom. And we've got this hedgerow that runs down through here, and it runs on up that way. And there's kind of a dry creek down here at the bottom. I don't think there's much water in it. And they cleaned out this bottom here. And right along this hedgerow, there's a little spot where their critters are using going underneath the fence right here. But there's definitely work in this fence line. And got a coon right here. Decent sized one. And then if we go over here, we had a coon over here yesterday. You can see that big dozer deck area that I told you about. We had a little coon here yesterday, and the dozer deck's got a 2-track on one side, and it goes for like 200 or 300 yards along here. And right here at the end of the dozer deck, got ourselves a coyote. Good size one, big male looks like. Good looking fur. And we've caught, just up at the top of that hill, we've caught a couple more coyotes up there. So got a coyote here and got a coon right over there. And we'll take both of these critters just so you can remember what the other side looks like. There's the 2-track that's going up the dozer deck, and you can see it goes a long way up in there. So I think we've caught 2 coons here previously, if I remember right. And now this is the first coyote, but not surprised to catch coyote here. It's a good spot. They're running this dozer deck. They're running this 2-track on this side. They're running this side. They're running this fence right here. So worked out well. Okay, this particular set, we've all had this happen more than once, but the trap is still in the bed. It just flipped upside down. And obviously there's all kinds of digging and scratching and all kinds of stuff here. And at first most trappers, including me, I used to think, oh man, this is like the wiliest coyote or the wiliest fox. He knows my trap's there and he's digging it up and flipping it out and all that. But I've learned over the years that's almost never the case. This is almost always a coon. I have another set right down here, and I'm right on the edge where there's that big game show that's running down the side, and I've caught 2 or 3 coons in this place already. That set right down there was also messed with, and there's actually coon tracks there. So I guarantee you this is a coon. Whenever these traps are flipped over like that, it's almost always a coon. They get in there digging in that soft dirt, or that softer dirt, and they get those fingers and hands in there and they flip that trap up, and they're a pain in the ass, but just part of it, I guess. Okay, I wanted to show you this set. We're on this big hedgerow right here. Here's the big hedgerow. It's thick and grungy, and there's like a rock pile wall that runs down through this too. And it runs that way as well. And then it runs over there. And then right there is that peninsula that sticks out. And we caught a coyote over there yesterday. I haven't been over there yet, but nothing's bouncing, so I'm assuming there's nothing over there. And then on the far edge of that field, we caught another coyote yesterday too. We haven't been over there yet either. But I wanted to show you this, because so many times we're trying to figure out what happened to the set, what got here, what didn't. This is not a coon. If you look, I don't know if this will show up, but if you look real close, see those big, and then there's another one right here. See those long strokes? It's like one right there, okay? And then another one right there. That's almost always a canine. Probably a coyote the size of those strokes. If you look, I mean, that's like an inch to at least an inch, maybe inch and a half wide. That's got to be a coyote. A fox wouldn't do that. Did you notice how he didn't even dig around in the dirt? He just went right into the dirt hole and dug a couple times and then left. Didn't look like he spent very much time here. Obviously he didn't, because he didn't get caught. But he didn't really dig down into that much. He just dug maybe a couple times, thought, oh, I don't think I can get down in there, and then left. So it's almost always a coyote when you have that, versus a coon or some other critter that's trying to get in here. So all we're going to do with this is really do nothing. We're just going to let it be. And the bait is still down in there. He didn't get the bait, so we're just going to let it be and see if you come back. That's all we're going to do.